So, what if you could take that lightning in a bottle moment that sparked the American Revolution and somehow do it again today? Well, that is the huge idea we're diving into. We're looking at a modern project that's literally dusting off Thomas Paine's 1776 playbook to see if a revolutionary idea can still go viral in 2026. Okay, so this whole story kicks off right here on a street in Philadelphia. The man you see is visiting family, walking around, and he happens to find himself standing right in front of this historical marker for Thomas Paine's legendary pamphlet, Common Sense. And standing there, this question just hits him, a question he later puts in an email that kicks this whole thing off. He thought, instead of a 46-page pamphlet, what if it was a video? Could a video dropped on social media have the same kind of earth-shattering impact? It's a heck of a question, and it's exactly what we're going to unpack. All right, so to really get what they're trying to do in 2026, we have to go back. I mean, way back. We need to look at the original blueprint, the OG source of inspiration, Thomas Paine's masterpiece. The whole point of Common Sense was how simple and direct it was. Paine wasn't writing for the fancy elites or the academics. Nope, he used plain, powerful language that was aimed right at the average person on the street. And his goal was radical: convince them that breaking away from Britain wasn't just a good idea, it was the only moral choice. And the arguments he made, oh man, they were absolute firebombs for the time. The modern document, which has the codename Project Fergus, lays out its goal just as plainly as Paine did. It's designed to persuade ordinary American citizens to reverse the power grab by the Trump administration. So right off the bat, you can see it has a very specific, very pointed political goal.
Now, this is where things get really interesting, because the proposal doesn't just borrow the title Common Sense. No, it actually tries to create a direct modern-day parallel for each one of Paine's original arguments. So let's do this. Let's break them down side by side.
Okay, so think about this. Paine's real genius move was that he didn't just attack a specific king, he attacked the whole idea of a monarchy. The 2026 document tries to do something similar. It frames its main complaint as a modern equivalent, arguing that deliberately undermining the constitutional balance of power is just as fundamentally wrong as having a king with absolute power.
And that theme of illegitimate power continues. Paine argued that Britain was basically just using America for its own economic gain, right? Well, the 2026 draft points to a different kind of grievance. It claims that real power has shifted away from the people we actually elect, Congress, to what it calls unelected forces, specifically mentioning tech billionaires and the media.
The comparison also looks outward, at America's role in the world. Back in 1776, the big danger was being tied to Britain and getting dragged into all of its European wars. The 2026 document draws a parallel here too. It argues that today's geopolitical threats from Russia and China are getting worse specifically because, in its view, the US is abandoning its allies.
And finally, both documents point to what they see as a massive failure in the system of government itself. Paine said the whole British system of checks and balances was a joke because at the end of the day, the king had all the power. The 2026 document makes a similar claim about a systemic breakdown, but it points its finger at a political party, saying it no longer acts as a real check on the president, but more like a rubber stamp.
Okay, so after laying out all of these parallel problems, what's the proposed solution? How does this Common Sense for 2026 plan to actually turn all these arguments into real-world action?
Well, the plan it outlines is a pretty clear political strategy. Step 1. Find 5 key issues that both mainstream Democrats and Republicans can actually agree on. Step 2. Use those issues to build a centrist coalition with the specific goal of winning the House in the 2026 midterm elections. And Step 3. Use that as a launch pad to present a detailed alternative to other political movements.
And this brings us right back to where we started this whole conversation, to a 500-word digital article that's designed to go viral in a matter of hours on social media. Which leaves us with a really big question, doesn't it? In any era, what is it that really gives an idea the power to change the world? Is it the message itself, or is it the technology that delivers it? Is it the brilliance of the argument, or just the perfect timing? It's something to think about for sure.